They're going to close the banks. I promise you, they're going to close the banks. And then I'm going to play this on replay on whatever the social platform is at the time, if it's still up, and be like, told you they're going to close the banks. Banks are closed. No banks. You have no money. Private currency that he had, like, you know, untaxed private currency. And he's just like, what do I do with this inheritance? I'll give it to the biggest bank in the U.S. Here, guys, you'll do good with it. Like, so I can spend it on my convenient plasticky piece. Grabbing some cash. So I'm just pulling some cash out with you guys. So you guys, let me ask you a question, because I do YouTube and stuff, right? If they're merging the two biggest banks, right, why would you put cash into the bank? Why wouldn't you take cash out of the bank?
I don't know.
Think about what happens when this kid like realizes like his debit card doesn't work anymore. Like, oh my gosh, the reset occurred. Like, what happens? You go to the store and nobody's debit cards work, and like they won't work for like the next 2 years. What if that were to actually happen? Whew! People be. They don't even think about it. See, that's what's crazy about. So that guy's in there, right? Story is, dad passed away, cleaning his place out. Dad was 80. He's got a bunch of cash. In the house, he stops by the bank. He's like, hey, I've got this cash and these envelopes and stuff. Well, the old man was clearly keeping cash in the house because he's an older man, 80 years old. So do the math. He just passed. So it's 21. So the guy's born in 1920. Is that right? No. Sorry, 1940. 1941. The dude's kind of got cash in the house because he's an older guy. It makes total sense. Down here in Florida, people keep cash just because after hurricanes and stuff. And so those young guys are like, well, it's inconvenient to have the cash. They want to jump the cash into the bank. But they've never thought, like, they just merged bb&t and SunTrust. They're having some delays in there today. You know, just merging things. They're going to come up with a new brand, Truist. These guys don't even know. They're just like, bb&t, SunTrust, Truist, whatever. My dad had these accounts at bb&t. I have an account at SunTrust. He was able to just jump in the line because his dad had an account. Anyway, they have one teller working for bb&t right in there. They have two tellers doing the SunTrust thing. All of it's inefficient. Elon should be up their butt, but he can't be because the SEC is coming down on Elon. But like, how much energy does it take to run that bank? How much electricity? How many cars? How about this truck? Like this truck, I got to change oil on this truck. Like I'm burning all sorts of resources coming to do banking. And the most concerning thing is that like that dude's putting cash in the bank. I'm taking cash out of the bank. My dad always said, like, you know, look what the crowd does and run the opposite way. I'm taking cash out of the bank because I'm taking cash out of the bank to go buy a physical asset because I'm not keeping cash in the bank. Like, I'm either keeping it in physical cash or I'm buying an asset. I'm not scared to like sit in cash, but I'm not sitting in cash for a long period of time. If I'm going to sit in something for more than like 3 or 4 or 5 years, it's going to be like sitting in silver. At this moment, it's going to be sitting in silver because it's relatively still cheap. But like, nonetheless, it's just, think about that. Like they're merging the two biggest banks. I mean, huge banks, right? Like, what was the problem with the GFC, the Great Financial Crisis? Oh, there was too many. The banks were too big to fail. Now there's less of them. We took the guys that were too big to fail and we merged them. Like what? Like we have less banks and we and like they're too big to fail. Like, here's the thing: is like the Fed's gonna jump over the banking system. They're gonna merge up these big guys. These guys are gonna offer services. They saw me taking cash out of the bank. They know that I just took out 80% of what was in there because I just put it in a deposit, big deposit, took 80% of that out because I don't need it, and like it's going somewhere else. And they know I'm leaving the bank. Like, they know, they can see my activity. They know I'm doing less and less business with the bank. And it just doesn't make sense. Another kid was in there. His grandfather also died. Poor guys. Like, so that his grandfather also died. He sold his truck. He was having some paperwork issues. He had this check that was made out to him, but they were trying to cash it. Or you got to wait for it to clear. All that other stuff. It's just like, bro, like if you had just used crypto for that, like if you just the guy that bought your grandfather's truck just paid you in crypto, it'd have been done right now. You'd have your cash. Like you'd have your digital dollars, or you could convert it into cash. So you just need somewhere you can go and convert it into cash. But if you want to stay in cash, and if you convert your dollars into digital crypto dollars, you can get 6% interest. So it's like mad incentive right now to convert over and like get out of the banking system, like get out of the old banking system, get into the new one, and like, you know, get your vendors and people you do business with, like, to move over. I mean, there's some things I still have to do. Like, I do business with a grocery store. Actually, I pay them in cash. It's a localized farmers market grocery store thing. So like, there's some things I still do, like through the banking system, like buy oil, for example. But I've been asking the owner, I'm like, dude, let me pay you in crypto. Like, seriously, like once we don't have to like have these transactions, dude, like we're free. Like literally the answer is private cryptos. But obviously people are like, they're volatile, this and that. Yes, but you can convert them at that moment if you wanted to, just into like, what do you want in cash? Okay, great, I'll just convert, just use it as a transfer mechanism. And that's what people are gonna figure out. I've got one guy that's doing over $1 million transaction, and he's doing it in Monero. What does that mean? That means taxes are optional. That means that he can choose to record them, I guess, or he cannot. And there's really, you know, I mean, I don't advise him not to record it, but I'm just saying, like, that you don't need the banking system. It's fully private. It's not like Bitcoin where it's like listed in public. Like, there's a lot of stuff there that makes a lot of sense to me. Better yet, imagine that kid wanted, like, you know, some digital dollars, so he just had it in crypto. Like, he literally was just like, I want the dollar, so I'm just going to keep it in crypto. Well, you can get paid 6% interest to have the digital dollar in crypto. USDTC, they'll pay you 6% interest. That's very robust of you. Have all your chips in at the bank there. Here you go. Got my grandfather and dad's inheritance here. Just want to put it in the federal government system here. Just checking in. Thanks. Here's my freedom and my card, and also my balls to the left. Thanks for watching.